We're at Cedaredge High School in Cedaredge, Colorado. Elevation about 6,200 feet, semi-arid climate. Surface Creek is one of our main tributaries that runs next to the high school on the way to the Gunnison River. I envision it really implementing the scientific process, and that's what this classroom is about, and that's what science is about, being inquiry. And so kids have to have a direction, they have to have some sort of question. Well, what are we seeing here, and what do you think you're going to see someplace else, and why do you think that? Before we go out, I'll ask the kids, where do you think you're going to find higher dissolved oxygen? This part of the creek, in the river, at the headwaters? And then they have to make their predictions based on information, background information that maybe they've read or been presented in class. And then we go do it. Let's get all of our equipment gathered up. We need people on macro equipment, so you can put that stuff in the bucket, but we'll need somebody to carry bucket, waders, and the net. And then the probes. So let's just do what we've done as far as temperature, pH, and dissolved oxygen. Just grab those 3 probes, and we'll take a walk. And when you're out on the creek, imagine meter by meter square grid, and somebody's holding the net, the other person is in the creek digging up the bugs. We've got our brushes, we've got our boots on, and our kick nets are ready, and get after it. And somebody needs to time for a minute, and okay, we're gonna get in and do it, So they kick up the dirt and the rocks and get as much junk in the net as they can. This one's pretty big. There's some big ones in there for sure. So mayflies they're called mayflies for a reason, right? Their hatches in May, and the stoneflies have already hatched too.
Wait, that's gonna be a fly?
It is a fly, already is, yeah, stonefly. The cool thing for me, and I think maybe for kids too, is you never know what you're going to see when you go out there. In a classroom, it's structured and it's routine, and not that you don't have that when you go out there with a bunch of kids, but it's different. It's different. They get up, they move. There's a lot of research that shows you get the blood flowing and the brain's engaged, and I think that's a big part of it too. And just the fresh air and the sunlight, and then they get to do stuff with their hands. Their ability to think is going to be really enhanced, to observe and think and kind of make decisions for themselves. The world around us is the best thing for that, I feel. So it's the whole inquiry piece. The kids can inquire and think about things on their own and make their own decisions. What better way to do it than to go out and see the natural world?